Welcome to this week's episode of Play PSVR, Play PS5. Who knows what it is? It's a podcast with Adam and Alex. We're here to talk about PSVR and just get things going for you, get things moving for you. We got juices. We need juices to move. Adam, it's been a while since Christmas. No, not Christmas, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, I was given this gift for my wife. It is a gummy PlayStation controller. I'm going to be eating this throughout the episode. Just need you guys to know, just little warning, if I vomit in the middle of the episode, this is why. But a reason I'm not going to vomit is because we have a guest, don't we, Adam?
We do. Dude, Shafe Dog. Yes. Here's the thing, man. We appreciate you joining us. You've always been a fan. We love talking to you. How are you doing tonight? Are you ready to talk about some games?
I am doing well. I hope you guys are well, and I am ready to talk about some games.
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing. Everyone has on this podcast their favorite host. And people show affection in many ways by giving them things and sharing their love of games. And there's only one of us, right, Rich, that you have given a game to. Is that correct?
Yes, there is only one.
That is right. And it's me. It's because you like me better than Alex, because Alex sucks. So that's how it is. And here's the thing. We're going to talk about that game, but I do appreciate you sending that to me. I've got to dive into it a little bit. And I felt like I needed to give something back. And so I was going through a bunch of things just in my closet. I found a bunch of albums. And I've got so many, I don't need them all. I have a few extra. Do you need 2 CDs?
2 CDs of what?
2 CDs nuts? Oh! Oh, there it was. And it was a long wind up, but hopefully it was a home run.
There's nothing long about your wind up, Adam. Everybody knows it's notoriously a very short wind up. I do have a couple questions. Just I didn't even think about this. I want to get to know you more, Rich, because I haven't been on the podcast with you. You joined us once, many episodes back. But how did you even find out about this podcast? I'm just curious because you've been one of our, a stand-up guy that we've been able to talk to for a long time.
I think I found you guys randomly just searching for podcasts to listen to while working, specifically in the video game genre. So that's how it all started. And I'm like, these guys sound like idiots.
Yeah, there you go. They sound dumb enough to listen to, get mad at, something like that. Not gonna distract you too much from the important work. I guess just give us a little rundown of your history with VR and your exposure to it. Do you play anything besides PSVR? What kind of games do you like? I think I know one game that you're into that I see you playing on the PlayStation and stuff like that. See you tweeting about. But give us a little history, your gaming history or your VR history.
Yeah, oh, man, love VR. Actually, find it very hard to game flat anymore. But when I'm not in VR, I do play probably too much Destiny, more than my wife would like. But I am for more games, Platinum Control. Working on Spider-Man Miles Morales now, so my interests are vast.
Okay, all right. So have you been?
For what it's worth, Alex also gave me a Miles Morales to play. I think it sucks.
He thinks it's boring.
That's a hot take, right?
Yeah, right.
I think it's boring. Yeah, I'm not going to finish it. I played maybe 2 hours and I'm done. I just can't.
Did you finish Control, Adam?
Yes.
Okay, and you Platinum Control, right, Rich?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Here's my question. All right, I haven't finished. I played a good couple hours of Control. It's really fun and stuff. I had to move on to other stuff. It's a dumb question. What's your name? Pope? Emily Pope? Was that the girl that helps you out early on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's kind of hot, right? I can't figure it out.
Oh my gosh. Is it what we're
like
okay?
Something about like it just every time I can't understand what she's saying because I'm just like, is she cute? I can't.
Is it
Rich? Yay or nay?
Is she hot?
Yeah.
Sure.
Adam, yay or nay?
Nah.
That's a bean for Adam. All right, bean for
No,
Adam
no,
right
okay.
there.
We need to move on, Alex.
Sorry.
You pervert.
I was really,
So
I've been wondering about it. It's the only
for
mystery
my
I have
game,
about that game.
I think about other stuff. I have sparkling frost orange mango for my gamer juice. I got my second COVID shot on Thursday, and it has pretty much wrecked me. So I've drank like 8 of these because I was like, I'm miserable. I can't even eat because I have no appetite. So I might as well have something that is like bubbly and tastes good. This is my last one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to die of a sugar overload, but it's real good. Strongly encourage it. It's like sparkling water, and it's obviously somewhat flavored. So very good. It's perfect for this podcast. What are you guys drinking?
Adam, do you think maybe the reason you feel like garbage is because you're drinking a child's drink all day and not eating anything?
Absolutely not, because I didn't start drinking them until last night.
All right. Well, I think that might be why you're feeling terrible. Anyways, my gamer juice, I just have iced coffee, but I also have I done this before? It's just weird. Like basically it's Blue Moon beer for girls, Light Sky. I'm going to say it's for girls. I'm pretty sure it's for girls. Because I'm a girl when it comes to beverages. That's what I'm drinking. That when you see this little yellow liquid, we're having a good time with some girl beer. That's my gamer juice. What's your gamer juice, Rich?
That one little can filled that big mug.
Yeah, that's yep.
I'm having a not your father's root beer.
Oh yeah,
nice.
One will do me because I'm soft like that. So
those are pretty. Not to get too far into this. Those are pretty strong, if I remember correctly. The ones that I got. I had to stop drinking them just because they were so freaking sweet. I would have to brush my teeth after like each one. But also I remember them being pretty heavy. So yeah,
my head probably fall down partway through this podcast. So
okay, yeah. I need a Not Your Father's root beer Light Sky edition for the ladies. That's what I need. Then I can finally consume that drink again.
Oh, you guys this is horrible. It's awful.
Yeah, okay. This is horrible. Adam's over there drinking sparkling grapefruit juice, trying to act like a man.
Dude, you be a man. Okay, so finally talk about some video games. Rich sent me Summer Lesson. So it's a game for PSVR. I think it was made in 2017. Typically, obviously, was on PS4. It is, and you can certainly jump in here, Rich, but it is a game, from my knowledge here, that you are a private tutor. And correct. There is a girl who has some test in the near future, and apparently she's a real adult, straight up said so herself, and you are supposed to tutor her in order to pass this exam. And you pick lessons that seem like pretty shallow, but honestly, it's much less of a mental game as a how can I get as close to this girl without it being pedophilia and still getting paid to be a tutor. Does that sound about right, Rich? Or, I mean, I've only played 40 minutes to an hour, so I didn't get as far as you did.
So what I'm hearing you say is, instead of giving her the lesson, you were leaning in real close in your headset.
No, she was close enough that I did. In fact, I had to back away. Like she was unsettled. I came in. What's it, unsettlingly? I don't know what word I'm trying to think of.
I'm gonna let you flounder right now.
I know. I don't know what the word is, but she was so close. It felt super awkward. I mean, you thought so too, right? Like I wasn't leaning forward.
I honestly didn't have an issue like that, but
dude, had I stuck out my like, if I would have kissed the air, I would have been on her boob. Like, so she was real close.
Basically, this is Adam's intimate insecurity simulator. Adam's afraid to have any kind of intimacy. And this just brings that to the forefront, and he can experience kind of like that game Layers of Fear, where like, oh, you're scared of bugs, you gotta be covered in bugs or whatever. Richie's Plank, you're scared of heights. This is Adam's girlfriend. Adam's scared of having a girlfriend simulator. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, no. If there's a hooter in front of me, I'll kiss it. Fine, whatever. But like, this is a. Okay, so here's the things right off that I wanted to mention that make me feel real cringy about this game. There's a lot that's just real awkward about it. And you can tell me, Rich, if maybe as you play, maybe it gets less awkward. Maybe you get used to it. Maybe it gets more awkward. So the first thing is all games. I mean, there are statistics showing that, heck, depending on what ones you look at, say that there are now more women in gaming than there are men. And so even if you ignore that fact, you say it's a 50-50 split, male, female, straight up, you are a man in this game. There was no option to say, oh, you're a woman or you're a man, which makes me think they obviously set this demographic for people who wanted to ogle a Japanese bride. I think she's Japanese. Or is she Chinese? Which one? I don't even know.
What? So what's her? First of all, what's her name? I got two things I got to say. What's her name?
Hikari, I think.
Hikari?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think there's an expansion you can get with the blonde girl who's probably American or something like that. Okay, so that Hikari is a Japanese name. Number two, I think Adam's the only person I know in the world who would play summer lessons and complain that you can't be a girl and give summer lessons to a dude.
No. I don't want to give lessons to a dude, but if it is just, they're essentially saying, we made this game to ogle brides. Because if you wanted it to be actual about teaching and a lesson in some type of actual game, that wouldn't matter. You could be a man or girl. Why would a woman want to play this game now? There's no reason. Anyhow, you know what I'm saying. Rich, did you even notice? Do you care? Maybe I'm just weird because I'm analyzing it.
No. I think I get what you're going for. And I think the pitch for this game was definitely set like, hey, you can be this dude and talk to this girl and, you know, build this relationship kind of thing. But I don't think it played out that way.
Interesting.
Sold, but that's not how it plays.
So I do have a question. Adam, you said pedophilia. Is this game, is it like a high school student or is it like a college student? Do they give you any insight as to what the age of this student is?
Well, she lives with her mom.
I mean, in Japan, people live with their mom, like their parents forever.
She looks real young. I think she's in high school. Yeah, she also asks, somewhat creepily, she's like, how old are you? Because she's trying to probe, can I have a relationship with this man? No, you don't even get the answer, but she asks. So it's, it's little subtle things like that that just, like, they know what they're doing. They know.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think they say she's actually a senior in high school trying to study for a college entrance exam. Something to that.
That could be fair game for all we know.
What?
Depending on what your character's age is, too. There's 18-year-old seniors in high school.
If I'm a private tutor, I'm not 17, buddy boy.
No, you might also be 18. Who knows, man? You could be another high school student.
Is a high school senior 18?
Yes. I was 18 before I graduated. Adam,
yeah, but you failed 3 grades, so a normal person.
I skipped 2, failed 3. Yeah. So my other question is, what lessons are you giving? What are you teaching?
So there are, at least at the point where I'm at, there are 4 different categories. This is real weird. One of them is exercising.
Yeah, okay.
Which, I mean, come on. What is that? And then the other one is logic. The other one is reading and crap. Oh, and memorization. So those are the 4 categories that, and we can kind of get into the gameplay. And I do want Rich to elaborate on this because I've played so little. But in the beginning of a quote unquote round, you lesson plan. You pick one of those 4 areas that you want to create a lesson for, and then you can add a lucky item, and then that overall enhances her quote unquote portfolio and her intelligence and determination and creativity and all this other stuff. And I'm assuming at the end, how you expand those will determine if she passes or fails. So, to me, it was super shallow. Is there anything else I'm missing, Rich? Does it get any deeper than that? did you notice, does it have like an actual, do you need to be intentional in this stuff? Like, what was your thought on that?
Well, in fairness, when I originally purchased it, they didn't have the language localization done.
Oh,
So I couldn't tell what was being said. It was strictly picking everything.
no.
This quickly turned into a exercise in picking up on female cues and a guide to communication. Clearly, I don't understand women.
Because the localization is horrible. Like, and here's something. I know you lived a little bit in Japan, Alex, and he kind of mentioned something, and I wonder if this is a bad programming thing or maybe a cultural thing. But you know how we give nonverbal cues or the cadence of our voice clues you into the what we mean, or like you add some sarcasm, or if I'm like, I don't know, do you want to come? Like that means something differently than Is that the same way in Japan? Like those same nonverbal cues?
Well, the whole nonverbal thing makes it hard for them to discern. They have them and they don't realize them, or they're subtle to even them. But they do have just like words that are just sounds that they'll tack on to the end of sentences. They'll just kind of designate that nonverbal. That, I guess it's a verbal cue then, to kind of give you that. And also like the words they choose, I think, will help determine how they're talking as well. So when you're translating that kind of stuff, it makes it difficult, especially if the person reading it off isn't like a native English speaker. I think the English translation was done for like Southeast Asia. So it was that kind of English translation.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, we're going to make this for North America. This is like the Taiwanese version of the game. And Taiwanese people don't know Japanese. It's probably a nice stopgap to just hand it off at English and to say everybody else in the country should probably be able to get it.
Because there were definitely points where there were sentence fragments. I didn't see any grammatical errors, but also just some of her nonverbal cues, the way she moved her body and spoke, some of her voice cadence didn't match up.
Was she speaking in English, or was it like Japanese with subtitles?
Japanese with subtitles.
Okay, so you just didn't really, okay. Yeah, there's certainly some nonverbal cues that I could imagine in VR. Yeah, I could really imagine you might pick up on some nonverbal cues or something like that. But also, I think, like Rich said, Adam, you're probably not the greatest judge of women too. So I think there's something happening there too.
Rich, how did you play this without having the words? How did you have? Because the game, first the thing they do is screw you up the beehole. Because they don't use the X button means to go back.
Right.
Oh yeah. In Japanese games, X means cancel and O means go.
Yeah, that was a learning curve. But we got through those lessons, though. I think that's what matters.
I mean, I was in the lobby for like 10 minutes. I was like, this game's broken. Does it not work because I have a PS5? I kept hitting X. It didn't work. Okay, I want to move on because we do have other stuff. One other thing that weirds me out. So you begin the game, you get a call on your phone, say, hey, you have a new student. You're going to be tutoring her. Next thing you know, you're in her bedroom. First place they take you is the bedroom, of course. That's not suggestive at all. She opens the door, starts to walk in, looks terrified, like she is going to get raped. She is just absolutely mortified that someone's in a room.
Is that what you were going to do?
What? No,
is that what you were planning on doing?
That's not what I was doing. I don't know how I got in a room and she got scared. First of all, that is so awkward. And first of all, why am I in a room? Why is she so scared? It's so weird. Two, I already mentioned, she's super close. You're so close, and they're so subtle with it. You can barely see her bra, but you can see her bra. There's a very slight difference. And then in certain angles, she lowers so you can see some cleavage. I had her exercise once, and she was doing crunches. So I guess you were holding her feet. You can't see anything, but you can straight up see down her shorts. Like, they intentionally made the contours of her legs so you could see all the way down. Just things like that is so eerie and strange. Is that like that the whole way, Rich?
You haven't been to the restaurant yet, have you?
The restaurant. Other than that place, no, that you make your plans, no.
Okay, well, yeah, you'll end up back there, spoiler alert, and she serves you food. That gets a little creepier because you get to pick what outfit she serves you food in.
Oh.
So.
Adam, how quickly can we get this game on my doorstep?
Well, okay, so another thing, one last thing I want to mention about this, and we'll open up for you, Rich, if you have any questions or comments about the game. I actually am kind of hosed, unfortunately. My heart is broken. So the game uses the light bar on the DualShock. I don't have a DualShock. And so there are some prompts, like there was one where she feeds you a piece of cake and you feed her a piece of cake, but you have to use R2, and I guess it tracks using the light bar. But because my DualSense doesn't have a light bar, I had to shut the game off because I can't progress. Same thing, like, what was it? A sparkler? She tried to give me a sparkler. I can't grab it. So, Alex, do you have a DualShock still?
Yeah, I have one for me.
Okay.
I might have another
So
one
you're going to
lying around
have to
somewhere.
use it because it doesn't work with the DualSense.
I thought we had to use DualShock. I've been using DualShock for PSVR anyways because I thought we had to.
Oh, no. I mean, not any of the games I've played. I haven't played that many on my PS5, but yeah.
It's just that aren't compatible with the move sticks. You'll need the DualShock for.
Well, then, okay. Rich, before we move on to a master debater, is there anything else about Summer Lesson that you want to share with the listeners? You want to stand up for the game? Do you agree it's kind of creepy? Any final thoughts?
Definitely creepy. I'm not sure I'd ever go to bat for this game, but I will say I got her through that lesson and she passed.
Oh, and you couldn't even read.
Yeah. So
Nice. Good for you.
So they had the sequel, right? With the blonde-haired girl. You gonna play that?
probably not.
Come on, why not? She might speak English, then you could understand it.
I know if I play it now, I'll get the English translation. It's just at the time I didn't. So I mean, it might be worth a playthrough now.
Here's what it sounds like to me. We have Rich over here who might understand women, but he doesn't understand Japanese. So he played half the game. Then we have Adam over here who can understand the language being spoken to him, but we know he's just not going to understand the women's side of it. So he's playing half the game. Get that to me. I'll cover all the bases. We'll get an honest review of this game, and I might be walking out of there with a new girlfriend or a lifelong friend. Sorry, not a girlfriend. That's just a friend, a real good friend.
And then Rich will get his game back, and it will be sticky. So
from this candy, that's why, yeah.
From the candy. So let's jump right into this master debater. Alex he's really pounding this girlfriend thing hard, and so you are going to be the judge, Rich. We are going to debate real girlfriend versus virtual girlfriend. At the end, we're going to make this pretty quick because I don't want to take too much time, but we're going to lay out our defenses for each. You are going to pick a winner, and the loser will have to eat a bean. Does that sound all right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to be playing...
Adam is going to be doing the defending the real girlfriend side. I'm going to be defending the VR girlfriend side. Rich, I got to ask right off the bat. I think you're a married man. Do you have a VR girlfriend as well? Just want to make sure that this isn't like a biased discussion we're having here. Okay, Adam. We can
destroy all copies, right?
What was that?
You're going to destroy all copies of this, right?
Yeah. This is not going on YouTube.
Okay, great.
Adam will let you lead off then because you're going to need all the help you can get here.
Okay, so these aren't in any particular order. I didn't really think about which were my strongest arguments, but for a real girlfriend, the first thing, And something that I think is pretty important is that you aren't going to feel like a complete loser when you're sitting at your home on Saturday night with your headset on and your hand in your pants. You can actually go and do stuff with a real girlfriend and not feel like a loser. If I go to work on Monday and say, Adam, how was your weekend? Great. Had my hand in my pants, playing pocket pool, talking to Hikari. It's not neat, man. That is not neat. So under the social construct, having a real girlfriend is very high on the list. Virtual girlfriend is about almost as low as you can go.
All right. I mean, that's an easy one to rebut. I'm going to go ahead and amend one of my points that I have here. Go ahead and counter argument that. My point right off the bat is with a VR girlfriend, there's no limits to what you can do. Adam over there, oh, got my real girlfriend. What'd you do on the weekend? We saw Titanic 2. We saw Titanic 2. What'd you do on the weekend? We ate pizza. VR girlfriend now. What did you do on the weekend? Oh, hey coworker. Don't gotta tell you it's VR. Hey coworker, I went to Jupiter with my girlfriend and it was great. And oh my God, you went to Jupiter? I went to Jupiter with my girlfriend and it was so memorable and I kissed her and we were so happy. Bam, VR. VR is limitless. And not only does it mean it's limitless with what you can have a relationship with, it's limitless in where you can have that relationship. Point, VR girlfriend, right there. Bam, bam. Easy mode. Come on, man.
So stupid. Okay, so although virtual reality is in fact getting better and better, and although Hikari stands just absurdly close to you, there is nothing like holding a real life hooter.
Are you on point 2 now, or are you trying to go back?
Oh yeah, that's point 2. I mean, you can't beat that.
Rich, I wanted to get some feedback on point 1 argument, but we didn't
No, we need to bust through because I want to talk to him about PSVR2. We're talking too much.
Adam says there's nothing like holding a real life hooter. Just real quick, point 2. What about holding 100 hooters? You can do that in VR. But no, my
you
point
can't hold a hooter in VR.
My point here, point number 1, independent of yours. What are you into, Adam? Albanians? Albinos? Listen, yeah. It doesn't matter. In VR, you can have whatever you want, whether it be 1 hooter, 2 hooters, or 100 hooters. You can get anything you want, anytime, anywhere, on the fly. Point number 2, VR girlfriend. There we go.
If it's not programmed,
program it yourself, man. Learn it.
Okay. Third, probably my weakest point, but whatever.
They're all pretty weak on your side.
There are virtual girlfriends, they don't have the cadence down. They're real awkward. They try to feed you. They ask you what do you want them to wear when they feed you food in the restaurant. The whole time you feel like a pedophile and it's just so unnerving. Look at all of the games. Look at Everybody's Golf VR. Look at this summer lesson. Anywhere where there's a woman, it just feels so sexually objectifying and strange. There's no real connection other than ogling chicks. With a real girlfriend, you get to have an actual connection. It's something meaningful. Boom.
Here's the problem then, Adam. Here's the problem with your point. Adam, you are what you see, all right? You are what you feel. You feel like a sexual objectifier. You feel like a P word when you're playing these games because maybe deep down you are. Now, here's the next question for VR. What is she into? We talked about what you're into. The next is, what is she into? And the reality is, it doesn't matter because it's VR. You can be whatever you want in the relationship. And that's the beauty of a VR girlfriend.
Okay, my final point. VR girls are a huge tease. You can't see anything. Perfect example. I'm sitting there. We're talking about memorizing stuff with Hikari. And then she randomly blurts out, oh, I went to the pool with my friends today. You want to see a pic? And I'm like, oh, here we go. She whips out her phone, shows it to me. The freaking graphics aren't good enough to even see anything. So what's the point of that? Get you all excited. It's for nothing. And you're just sitting there and you're disappointed. And that's how it is with all these games. So, okay, unless you're playing Little Star, you ain't getting nothing, buddy.
All right. Well, here's my final point, Adam. One-sided holidays. Now, anybody who's been in a relationship knows what it's like when you get to the holiday season. Oh my goodness, I got to get a gift or I'm going to get burned. Valentine's Day, Christmas, birthday, something like that. Here's the thing about a VR girlfriend. Say you normally have a $100 limit that you're going to spend on your girlfriend for, I don't know, say Christmas. And so guess what? Now you could spend that $100 on your VR girlfriend. Okay, so what? I'm losing $100, but guess what? Your VR girlfriend has $100 to spend on you. And what does your VR girlfriend want? Whatever you want. She wants you to be happy. So now instead of losing $100 on your real life girlfriend, you get $200 to spend on yourself. It's beautiful. VR girlfriend literally doubling your money every holiday season. It's a win-win boner spin, baby. You win so much. Instead of losing $100 on perfume, you get $200 to spend on yourself. That's the beauty of the VR girlfriend.
All right, so I'm very thrilled that I cannot imagine a way that Rich could pick you to win this argument. But Rich, you are the judge. Your ruling resides supreme. You have taken 4 points for me and Alex. What were your overthoughts about the composition of our evidence, and who is your winner?
Well, I mean, you both made some strong points. I mean, you you were kind of conflicted in yours, though, I will say, with you wanted to hold a hooter, but didn't want women sexually objectified in video games. So I'm kind of like, that's kind of contradicting each other. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And then, saving money is nice. I'm not going to lie. That's
his logic didn't even make sense. You still spent $200 or $100.
But I think this comes down to, I don't like doing laundry in real life. So I got to go with the real life girlfriend.
No!
Let's go. Let's go. I didn't even think about all the things that real life girlfriends could do for you.
You got to think about all the things they're going to make you do as well. But anyways, okay, whatever.
Eat
whatever.
Eat that bean. Yeah, Rich. Yeah.
You gonna spin for me?
Oh, you're sure I'll spin. Okay, so here is our little spinner. Comes with the Bean Boozles. That's what we are using tonight. The 5th series. And
delicious.
Oh, I hit my finger. It landed on barf, so I was oh no way! I swear I'm dead serious. I hit barf. I'm so serious.
Kill you, Adam. I'm gonna kill you. No, I don't even have. I think I've had so much barf that I don't even have another barf in. There's no more barfs in here. Oh my god! There's one barf left. There's one barf.
Dude, I'm dead serious. I landed on barf. I can't believe it.
Barf.
What was that, Rich?
What could be the other flavor?
Like, it's not good. It's like peach or something.
Okay.
Dude, it's barf. No, it's barf. And
yeah,
he's going to be done.
One peach in this box and no barfs. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. All right.
I hope you're ready to carry the podcast.
What we're going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to start reeling because it's going to be barf. And we're going to end this segment because I don't want to lose Rich. We got to talk about PSVR2. So we're going to kick it to a second segment here. So let me eat this. I'm going to vomit for a little bit for you guys on screen and we will see you after the break.
Can we not actually, oh my gosh, fine.
Yeah.
I want some Rich, of your reaction live though. I want some of the reaction.
Of course, we're going to record this, but Rich, thank you for sending Adam a game and thank you for ignoring all the valid points I made. And here I go. I hate you both.
Oh, I love this. Thank you for this, Rich. This is the best thing you can give me. Oh, it's part of
the thing that makes it bad is that I heard they made this beef. God, it stuck to my freaking teeth. They made this to taste like pepperoni pizza. And so now it just tastes like a puked up pepperoni pizza.
Dude, you went at it hard too. You really went for it.
I thought for sure it was going to be.
In that whole box, you didn't get a single piece.
I thought for sure it was going to be a peach. Okay. Thanks, Rich. I'll see you guys after the break. Ooh, that was freaking awful. We got the ghetto version of Zoom, so we have to start these segments after like 35 minutes. We're going to finish out this segment talking to Rich, listen to what he thinks about the PlayStation VR2, and also just some of the PlayStation news that's come out recently. Thank you for the bean, Rich. That's great. Adam, why don't you go ahead and hit us up with some topics to discuss while I figure out how my mouth can work again after eating that bean.
Listen, Rich, you may be my favorite guest we've had on the show because I can't think of another person who has single-handedly not only delivered me a victory, but Alex a barf bean. So I thank you. Was that experience as good for you as it was me?
It was great for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love to see the man in misery. What can I say?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rich, we have official confirmation there is going to be a PlayStation Virtual Reality 2 headset, which previously they hadn't said anything. There was even some doubt whether PlayStation and VR were going to be a thing. Maybe Sony was going to do their own virtual reality, or maybe they just weren't going to renew that path in general. But we know there is definitely going to be a VR2. We know they're aiming for higher res. We know that it's gonna have a cord. They showed some new controllers. Still limited info, but what, as a VR fan, what are your thoughts? How excited are you? What are some overall things that, as a fan, you're thinking of at this point?
I am super excited. They were seriously limited by the tech they had, and now it's several years old, as to what they could accomplish with it. Higher resolution is going to be awesome. I don't expect 4K lenses or anything like that. I am excited that the potential of the camera going away could really happen, because that whole tracking system, even if it's not just the controllers, if it's just the headset, it's still a pain in the butt, in my opinion. Excuse my cat.
That's fine.
Nice. Yeah. Let the cat wreck, man. We love cats. Well, I love cats.
But no, overall, I'm just really excited. I'm ready to throw my wallet at it, which my wife probably doesn't want to hear, but
we got time to get ready for that. Yeah, we got time to bolster up that argument. Were you lucky enough to get a PlayStation 5 this past holiday season?
I was. I had the Rona the week of Veterans Day, and the last day before I was heading back to work, I was able to force my way through on the Walmart site to score one. So
all right.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, then you will be able to enjoy. I mean, this PSVR 2 is going to be for PlayStation 5, of course. What are your thoughts on the whole adaptive triggers and the DualSense controller? And are you excited about seeing that pop up on the PSVR 2?
I am excited. I do have pause because of battery life issues. But other than that, really excited as what kind of level of immersion that can bring us as gamers. I told you guys I got that vest where I can feel the games.
Oh crap! Yeah,
this is going to take it to an even another level. So
it'll when you play Summer Lessons and PSVR 2 and they massage your nips, it's really going to feel like they're massaging your nips. Okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you, how many other virtual reality headsets do you have? Or do you have any?
I only have the PSVR, but I have played on my brother's Oculus, so I have a little.
So in terms of, even though you hadn't played too much on the Oculus, probably the games you have played on there, because I've never played on any other VR headset, was the resolution like that much better on there? I'm trying to figure out how far behind is the PSVR from the updated versions of the Oculus and all of those.
The screens were noticeably clearer, definitely less screen effect. What I found, the best thing about the other headsets was the hand tracking that they had was way beyond what the PlayStation has.
Yeah, and I think they said they're going to have that inside out tracking with the with the handset. So probably something similar to what you get with the Oculus Quest, which everybody seems to be happy with. Some of the games you get really close, you lose it. I guess hopefully the technology is better by then, so it's not really that much of an issue. What did you think about the new controller? I guess both you guys, we haven't talked about it at all. These new controllers where, here's an Oculus controller where you have that ring hanging out in the front of your hand where you're playing the game. Whereas now it looks like the PlayStation controller is kind of going in a different direction where you got something like this going on. Are you guys concerned at all about the ergonomics of a controller that's going to have the sensing part wrapping around your wrist or deep around your forearm? It looks cool. It looks innovative and new. I'm worried that, any game that requires like this kind of motion, little flexing of the wrist or something, Beat Saber, things like that, you're not going to be able to do when you got this guy right here catching me. And then, I can't do this. What am I even playing in VR,
So for me personally, I have seen like the Oculus and some of the others that are similarly shaped. Everyone likes them. I'm looking at this thing. First of all, I am pumped for this controller because everything I love in the DualSense, including the adaptive triggers, which in a flat game makes a big difference. In VR, I can't even imagine how big of a difference that's going to help or have. Haptic feedback is baller. Again, when I can play the Pathless or a PS5 game and I literally can feel the raindrops in my hand is awesome. That is going to help immersion. This finger touch detection, it says it can detect your fingers without any pressing in the areas and enables you to make more natural gestures with your hands during gameplay. That's interesting. Not sure how they can.
The finger touch detection, they must have got that technology from your auntie, Adam.
Boom. Good one.
Yeah.
And then also, this is a PSVR podcast. It's Mom on this one.
I'm sorry.
We're
talking about
right.
the PS5 controllers, all right? I'm getting them conflated.
Okay, fair enough. And then, thank gosh, of all the freaking analog sticks, thank gosh we now have freaking analog sticks. I'm so sick of the Move controller and this stupid bull crap leaping. It's such garbage. So I am totally on board for this. I love the controllers. I like what they're going to do. I like the shape. I'm a big fan. Rich, are you as hyped as I am?
I am hyped, but I have one major concern. And since I know that Shu and Herman Holst, or whatever his name is, president of PlayStation, watches this podcast, when you put your hand in that orb and you grip the controller, you need a strap right here.
Oh, yeah.
Play those flick wrist games and not worry about, losing control. And when you're reaching for something in a game and your hand opens, you need that strap so the controller doesn't fall to the floor. I know there's a wrist strap down here, but you need something here. I'm
confused. How? Because one, there's no way it's going to fall off your hand and then off your wrist and then your hand again and fall on the floor. And then in what game would, like, the controller is wrapped around your hand? How are you going to let go that much that it's going to fall?
My thing is, you're going to be in a game trying to grab an object. So on the controller, you're going to open your hand up.
Oh, okay.
Wrap so it doesn't slip. It seems like a potential issue to me.
Well, so like Half-Life Alyx had a unique mechanism of like picking up objects where you'd like aim your hand at it, and then I think you gesture like that to get it to like gravity gun towards your hand. And so I think there will be instances of people needing to do this. And like you said, if you don't have something strapping that in, I think the way these controllers work, it would be resting on your thumb, right? So you'd be okay. I actually don't know how they would do it, but I agree. They need to really make sure they have it fine-tuned. I'm pretty sure this is probably not the controller we're ultimately going to get. I mean, especially if you consider the first PlayStation 3 controllers they showed were those like long, thin boomerang controllers and then they just went, we'll just take a PlayStation 2 controller and make it black, and that's a PlayStation 3 controller. I am excited about new controllers. Is there any game, you guys, that you're looking for, that you're really wanting to see on the PSVR2, whether it be a sequel to a PSVR game or a VR version of a current PlayStation 5 game? Is there something you're really hoping we can finally get with PSVR2?
I personally have been begging Sony for Sports Champions back from the PS3. That was one of my favorite PS3 games. And, it used the camera system and the move control. And it should be pretty easy to, I say easy, probably not. But something like that. I'd love to play something like Destiny VR since I have the horsepower. There's projects I'm following on Twitter. That's some really small devs are making. If you play 2MD football, I want that sequel that they put out on couldn't do on the PS4. So lots of stuff.
Yeah. So you, what was the first thing you said there? It triggered something in my mind that I wanted to mention. Anyways, Oh, Sports Champions. They had 2 of those, right, on the PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point because I also played that on the PS3. I just played a little bit, like the archery section worked surprisingly well, even with the Move controllers. And I think you're onto something there because if you look back at games that have systems that have huge success, you have that casual gaming ecosystem. There is no casual game equivalent for the PSVR. There's nothing I can just sit my whole family in and play this unless I really want to freak them out with Resident Evil, give them a heart attack. But something like Wii Sports, but for the PlayStation 5, Sports Champion would fill that void perfectly. So all those sports games, the archery, the shooting, the boxing, something like that, you would get that in Sports Champion VR. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I'll actually throw one more thing at you. Bring Home back, but in VR.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody wants that. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I guess there's a development studio associated with that no longer exists. I had Home. That was one of my first instances of trying to make a real life avatar in like an online RPG type situation. And the very first interaction I had with somebody as I walked up to him and said, "Oh, why are you so ugly?" I never went back into PlayStation Home. Tried to make it look as much like me as possible.
And then you went to the mall the next day. The same thing happened.
Yeah, I don't go to the mall anymore either. I need a VR girlfriend.
You go to the VR mall.
Adam, is there something you're wanting to see? PSVR2, a game specifically.
At this point, I'm gonna be honest. I think every Resident Evil game should be in VR now. The first one was just such a huge success. I think you would have a very strong argument in saying that still Resident Evil 7 is the best VR game available. The fact that Resident Evil 8, it doesn't look like it's going to be in VR is heartbreaking because not only, I'm sure, did they make money off Resident Evil 7 in VR, but it was such a universal beloved game. And everyone loved it. You can't find a bad thing about it. And so, they got good reviews and people lauded them for their effort in VR. And so it's kind of heartbreaking that it looks like the 8th one won't be. But maybe they have the VR2. They want big titles to get people to buy it. It's an option. So that would be my number one. It's just so good. Any horror game, I think, is going to be a huge success. Alex, you always have this random backlog and knowledge of random friggin' bullcrap of games that you would like to see. What is it?
Jeez. No, I mean, you make a good point with Resident Evil. We all loved it. I would like to see, we didn't get to enjoy Resident Evil 2, the remake that everybody else loved, because it wasn't in VR and we didn't really cover the flat games. I would like to see that in VR. There's rumors about like a VR mode for Red Dead Redemption 2 or for The Last of Us and stuff like that. Any heavy hitter game like that coming out in VR would be amazing. But I agree with you. I think Resident Evil is really what is going to be like, oh, okay, we're back at it. That's it. I'm into it again. I mean, we have forget all this. Half-Life Alyx, put that on PS5. There we go. We're done. I'm happy with it. That's what I want.
Summer Lesson 2.
Well, I'm assuming that's coming out.
It's got to.
With
Rich, if there is a Summer Lesson 2, are you going to buy it?
Oh, absolutely. We should start a Kickstarter for that.
You can join us on the Summer Lesson podcast. We cover each lesson in depth.
And we'll have broads from all over the world. They'll be Brazilian, Vietnamese, Canadian.
That's what I'm talking about. He calls them broads. That's why he's talking about objectifying them and stuff like that. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
Get out of here. Okay. So another thing anything else about VR2 or the controllers you want to talk about here, Rich?
No, I guess I can point out the fact that back in October, I kind of predicted this.
Oh.
I would Radamus way.
Yeah. So you're the real Playstradamus.
Yeah. He's the one I got all my information from. Way to reveal that secret right there, man. Now everybody's going to be coming, calling you, hitting you up, trying to get the future facts.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about you is you make one or two guesses. Alex predicts he has 86 predictions out there. He gets 3 of them right, and Playstradamus has struck again. That's how it is. Okay.
I made one recently. Isn't Godfall going to be PlayStation Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Ooh, dude, that game is so... Have you played it, Rich?
I actually haven't. I bid sniped somebody on eBay for it, so I didn't pay that much for it.
Yeah.
For what I paid for it, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
That's kind of how I felt. I was like, for a small amount of money, it was good. The ending, I was going to platinum it, and I got all but 1 trophy, and it ended up being that the last trophy to get was so difficult, there's just no way. And the only people who did platinum it, the game was broken in the beginning, and so you could actually get the last trophy without much effort. They realized it, then they ramped up the intensity to the fact now it's impossible. So I'm 1 trophy short of a platinum. I think it's pretty. It just got really monotonous and kind of, after 15 hours, it got kind of boring. But I would say the first 10 to 12 hours is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't been. They revamped it. I know that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe I need to dive back in because I played it. I mean, I played it when it first came out, and then I sold it because I was like, I'm done with this. And then they were also like, I'm not going to pay for a game that it's just like Destruction All-Stars. Like, I'm not going to pay to actually play the game. Like, I'm glad you made it free. I'm glad I can play multiplayer that no one plays anymore, but I'm not going to pay to open up new levels and all this. I'm just not going to do it. Okay. We have a Play at Home 2021 for PlayStation. Rich brought this up to us, and while you're on here, we need to talk about it. First of all, non-VR related, have either one of you played Abzu?
Yeah, beat it.
Is it a game you think I would enjoy?
Oh God, what game did they make that? It's the people who made Pathless.
Yeah.
But it's also the people who made Flow and Flower. It's a very slow game, a meditative game. And there's not really much to do. I don't think you'll enjoy it. I loved it, and I really think it would be a killer VR title. Don't know why that didn't happen. But they also made Journey.
Is it like so there's not, you really only explore, is there like good calming music? Like, is it relaxing or is it boring? Like, there's a difference between a game being relaxing and being boring.
It was really pretty, and I don't think it was boring. I enjoyed it a lot. It was also a fun game to play with my daughter and be like, look at that fish.
Huh. Okay, and Rich, I know this is horrible. Alex is eating the bean. Whatever. I know you're going to make me eat one, but it will be up to you. I have a confession. I forgot to tell you guys. So the reason I asked the difference between boring and relaxing, Alex, is I have a confession about Tetris Effect. One of the things that I do, Tetris Effect is still a complete garbage game. I'd rather suck the fart out of a donkey's butthole than play that piece of garbage bullcrap game. But they have a thing on weekends that they do an event and they have relaxation modes where they alter the music that is already very good. They have new tracks and they add this like very ambient, it's like just this ambient music. It's so good. You can't lose. It's slow. There's little pressure. They really amp up the particle effects. And it's just very cool and soothing and relaxing. And I have been playing that every Sunday night right before I go to bed to go into a week of work. And it is awesome. Easily the best thing about that game. And I've got to admit that I love it. So for all the crap that I call and I say about that game, that is where I'll let you guys pick whether I deserve a bean. Because one aspect of that game I enjoy.
Rich, does he eat a bean?
I own this game, and after playing for a few minutes, it just made me want to beat my head against the wall. I couldn't get into it. I used to love flat Tetris, so if you're enjoying it, you don't have to eat a bean.
Yes.
Oh my
Dude,
God,
Rich. Yes, we need this man on the podcast every week.
He needs a bean. He needs a bean because I just finished that whole gummy PlayStation controller within
you
2
ate
segments. Yeah, man, thing's empty. It's
Oh
done.
my, dude! Welcome. You're gonna get diabetes, probably.
I'm gonna vomit that later. So
Okay,
please,
hey,
no more
I know
beans.
Jay Brat is gonna harass me because he always gets on my case for playing Tetris Effect. But if you guys have played it, that is the one thing I would say in that game you should play because it is, it's good. Okay, now Play at Home 2021. There are 4 VR games, and I want to get your takes on it. Rich during the break mentioned that you have not played Res Infinite, although we have just begged every listener. I go. Alex doesn't go to the mall because he got called ugly, but I go to the mall just to tell people to play Res Infinite. They look at me like I'm an idiot. I'm like, you want to borrow my phone? No, Res Infinite. Anyhow,
Adam goes to the mall, find minors, yells at them to play video games, and then tries to hand them his phone.
Exactly. And the homeless people on the side of the road or whatever who need some money, I'm like, hey, you want to play Res Infinite? And if they say yes, I give them $20. If they say no, I don't want that, I drive off. Res Infinite, so good. So, Rich, will you promise me you will play this?
I guarantee I'll play this.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Alex, what do you think is the best way? Because Rich, there are many different options to play the game. There's the basic, you go and it's actually like you can lose, you go through the levels, and then you can get different characters. There are the levels change like color schemes and music. And I think there are some different variety in just how you can play the game. Then there's Area X, which wasn't in the original Res. Alex, what do you think is the best way for him to dive in and really experience everything in Res?
So you can't start off with Area X. I think you have to play so many hours or beat the game. Start the way you're supposed to start. Play the first level. Make sure you have good headphones on, something like that. Don't expect too much. I should probably review what the control settings are. I think you want to set it up to aim with your headset rather than with the controller. Don't use the moves. It's too clunky. And just enjoy what's happening. It plays like Star Fox. It plays like Panzer Dragoon if you ever played that. So
yeah,
just get into it, and it's about the experience, not about necessarily just the raw gameplay itself. Yeah, level 1. Dude. It'll take you about an hour to play through all 5 levels, maybe 2 hours, and that's after that you can play Area X, and you can come back to Area X as many times as you want. It's a 20-minute experience, one of the best of the PSVR.
Yeah, it is. It's so I don't want to talk too much. I think it's the 3rd level that's my favorite. There are just some moments in that game that utilize the VR perfectly, and it really is. It makes you just almost in awe of, okay, I'm in VR. This is so neat. So I am very excited for you to play it and let us know what you think for sure. Subnautica, is that a VR game?
It is not. It is on PC. I think it's like not Minecraft, like No Man's Sky, but underwater. Yeah. Let's just list off the games. We can pick a couple of them to talk about. We got Res Infinite, Abzu, The Witness, another game that would be excellent in VR, but it's not. Enter the Gungeon, Subnautica, Moss, Astrobot, Paper Beast, and Thumper. And I also think, isn't Firewall 0 Hour free on PlayStation Plus right now as well?
You couldn't pay me to play that.
Maybe that was already free on.
It was free. But,
okay.
Yeah. We only played that during May Days, which, mind you, Alex, is only a couple months away.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to do that again. Which one of those games have you played? Any of those games, Rich? The VR one specifically?
I didn't purchase them. Well, I own Moss. That same with Astrobot. It's amazing. I can't remember which one of you guys was down on Astrobot, but wow, what a great game.
I think I was down on Alex because he hadn't beat it yet.
I love Astrobot, but I haven't beaten it.
So you haven't beaten it.
And Thumper, I tried a demo of. It's that quote unquote violent rhythm game or violence rhythm game. It seemed fun. I didn't pull a trigger on.
Yeah. I would say, definitely play it. The thing I don't like about it is I don't know, maybe I just suck at those games. Alex, you can chime in, but near the end, I thought it was like real hard. Like it ruined the enjoyment for me because it wasn't a game I could like truly enjoy because I was so stressed out because it's very much about rhythm. And if you lose, you get sent back and it just kind of sucks. That's not my type of thing. I just don't like to be pushed that hard in terms of my skills. But did you think it was hard, Alex?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty hard, but I like the oppressive atmosphere of the game. You feel very unwelcome in the environment you're in, and it was one of the very first showcases that showcases of VR as like we're going to make you feel the environment just as much as we're going to show you the environment, and so that's what I appreciate Thumper for. I mean, Res Infinite, Thumper, those are two games that are great to be given away. Moss and Astrobot are two of the most must-play PSVR games that you could possibly play because you can't play them anywhere else. I think Moss is on Quest or something now. Paper Beast is a game I just freaking bought. I just freaking bought it. I paid like $20 for it because I heard it was really good. That guy is Will said it was great, so I dropped the cash on it. And here we go. It's free.
You loser. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so we got about 9 or so minutes here. We have me and Alex have this thing. I've been begging him to play Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know if you've played them, Rich. You can give us a little background. I love the Kingdom Hearts series. Back when, I don't know, we were playing whole games at some point and talking about them or something like that. And I had him play the first one, and I admit the first one is rough. The control scheme is a little rough. The controls are delayed. It's very limited. It feels like a PS2 game, an early PS2 game. I admit it's not great. The second one, however, people almost unequivocally say it is the best in the series. It is so fun. A lot of the things in the first one that Alex hated are now fixed, but he refuses to play it because he is a big butthole. So I am trying to think of a way that I can leverage. I'll do something that sucks if you will just try Kingdom Hearts 2. And so the thing I thought about doing here, Rich, was platinuming Summer Lesson, which he loves the fact that I'm playing that because it's awkward and he thinks I have the social skills with women of a baboon. So do you think me platinuming Summer School is worth him playing Kingdom Hearts 2? And who do you think gets the raw end of that deal?
I think it's definitely worth making you platinum that game. Giving those lessons over and over. But playing Kingdom Hearts is going to be the raw deal. I can't stand that series.
Oh my God, Rich. I love you and I hate you at the same time. I want to clarify something. The whole point of this deal, listen, Adam loves Kingdom Hearts. And if there's anything you know about Kingdom Hearts, it's about kids and kind of this weird sexualization of like young girls or whatever.
That is not true at all.
The Kyrie running around in her skimpy clothes and stuff like that.
That is trying
to put some adultness to the Disney the Disney universe. What I'm trying to do by making Adam platinum this Summer Lessons is to give him some lessons on dealing with, post-pubescent women. Now she's 18, but I'm trying to fix Adam's image. Anybody who listens to this podcast know that he's kind of in a trouble spot, and we got to clean that image up. And I'm trying to get him to platinum himself, an 18-year-old woman or older, whoever old she is.
And she's definitely younger, if anything.
Engage in that relationship as opposed to the Kyrie relationship in Kingdom Hearts, the big-headed children in Kingdom Hearts. That's what I'm trying to do here. Spin your damn wheel. Rich, I hate you.
So, just so I have this right, you have to suffer through Kingdom Hearts and eat a bean?
Yeah. When you lose, you lose. That's the way it works in life, man.
I would have thought Adam would be having a bean on.
You tried to game the system and it bit me, Rich. Thanks.
So what happens if I spin a barf again?
Then I got a whole other pack, man.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm in hell and I'm almost out of drinks. Please.
Oh, dang it.
Oh yeah.
Coconut or spoiled milk?
Oh, thank God. Which one is that? Is that white?
Yes, white. Not the one with dots, just pure white.
Could be like a baby diaper or something like that. I'll let you know. Depends on the generation. Rich, it's been nice having you on the podcast, buddy. Adam, you're going to take us out while I vomit, all right?
Sure. Okay. So this was Play PSVR, the podcast. Next week, we are going to have Jay Brat on the, he's thinking.
Coconut. All right.
Coconut. I don't like coconut. Either way, we're going to have Jay Brat on the scene. He is going to go through much of what Rich talked to us tonight about the PSVR2, the new controllers. Rich, we thank you so much for spending time with us your Saturday night. I'm glad you weren't teaching any pubescent Japanese girls lessons. Rather, you were here with us. So thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Thank you for Summer Lesson. Any last lesson or advice you would have as I teach Hikari, whatever the heck? I need a teacher.
Turn off subtitles, man. Play it like I did.
Going blind.
Experience.
I don't know anything. That's so funny. So we are Play PSVR, the podcast. You know where we're at. We got YouTube. We're on all your favorite podcast sites. Email us, contact@playpsvr.com. We got that Twitter. Hit us up. Let us know what games you want to play. Let us know what you thought about Alex's big time bean. And I hope to see you in VR, and I hope you listen next week with Jay Brad.